As we have mentioned, some molecules can be drawn multiple different ways. A resonance structure has the atoms all in the same places, but the electrons shifted around. For example, the three structures in the previous poll question that went SCN were all resonance structures with each other. The one that went SNC would not be considered a resonance structure of that same molecule because the atoms were shifted around. When you draw resonance structures, they again should obey the octet rule as much as necessary and should have the correct number of valence electrons. When we do step number 5 of drawing Lewis structures, this often results in equivalent molecules that can be drawn as resonance structures. When we have the choice of pulling electrons from equivalent atoms, it's really a combination of all the options. For example, when we draw the Lewis structure of NO2-1, when we get to step number 5, we have the option of pulling electrons from the right oxygen or the left oxygen. We're actually going to do both and draw it as a pair of resonance structures. We put a double arrow in between the structures, showing that it's a combination of both. You can think of the double arrows as meaning that it's going back and forth between the two versions of the molecule. However, if the molecule were large enough to see under a microscope, we would see that it's not actually going back and forth. It is just one structure with a 1.5 bond to each oxygen. There isn't a perfect way to show that 1.5 bond with Lewis structures, so instead we draw both structures with the double arrow. Here's another example. The carbonate ion has 3 different resonance structures with the double bond going to the 3 different oxygen atoms. In actuality, it is a 1 1/3 bond to each oxygen atom.